Hello, girls. Hello, ladies. Okay, so we pulled Mount Shasta, 37, bunch of light codes. See the scene. Who are we working with today? The Moon Dancer. Pulling from the tarot. Oh, somebody had a recent heartbreak. Betrayal. Okay, I'm gonna pull from this deck, so. This one I'm trying to pull the medicine for the heartbreak. Heartbreak maybe wasn't recent because the card was reversed. Oh, lovely. We got the Vision. Eros, which is all about deep, deep, deep love. This is kind of like your love of the divine masculine, talking more about your relationship with God usually. But I do like this card. The Vow. Oof. And the Shaman. Okay, so what the message that I'm reading here is that, let's say, so the heartbreak card was in reverse, so this is probably old. Because nobody's on the channel, it's probably just about me. It's probably not about one of you. But you can use the information relative to my experience for yourself. We got the Mount Shasta codes, okay, so that's light codes. It's kind of like a location, very specific with the Lemurian people. And then we've got a dragon. So this dragon is kind of sitting in its cave with the moon wrapped around it. The dragon's wrapped around the moon. So this would have a sense of having let go of a past lover. And here this one was in reverse. So this was, this is usually when it's in the upright position, it's about betrayal, it's about like the worst heartbreak that we could possibly get. Well, with it this direction, it's kind of like old information. That's how I'm reading it. So it doesn't feel like the heartbreak wasn't real. It's just not as potent anymore for the situation. What this message is that I'm reading is, especially with the direction of all of these cards, the round ones are kind of interesting because they are round, so they don't necessarily have an upright position, but they kind of do. And, you know, wherever the name is, that would be the upright. So this one is a wheel. And so it doesn't have, like with this, it's a very distinctive reverse. This is not a distinctive reverse because we're sideways, and then like it has slightly counters to it, right? So we can counter it, counter it, counter it, counter it like that. But basically what I'm reading from this is that what leaving this relationship did for what I would assume is my past partner, your past partner, if you're relating, is that you actually opened up the gateway for the shaman to exist. The dragon feels like it's a protector. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's attached to the past lover. So keep that in mind. These for me have a distinct energy. This one is more of like a familiar or something like that that would be attached to my energy, where this one had more to do with an incident. Okay. Now, if we wanted to read it as a full storyline, as this is perhaps this is perhaps okay. So what I'm reading it as is that the dragon is a guide, and the dragon is guiding because the dragon saw the incident, saw the heartbreak, and recognizes that you opened a path for the shaman to exist, for that partner. You could read this as your partner's familiar, your familiar, and or a joint familiar or a separate being. You could read it kind of many ways. For me, this is my familiar, not my partner's familiar, but it opened up that channel for me to believe my partner had familiars with him as well. So I've never really thought about that before, like who would those familiars be? Okay, so that's the first part of the message. The second part of the message, I'm going to just try to hold it all upright exactly as it was pulled, was the vow, eros, and the vision. So basically this is a high love card. I would say that honestly a lot of this feels very much like a very specific relationship that if you know me, you know which one this is. Um, and so that was a previous marriage that was deeply connecting with God source energy, and then the vision is kind of like that high perspective as well. So this feels like a complete cycle to me. So if you're in this realm too, like great, because I thought this was going to be the medicine, but it's kind of like no, like that was good, that was great. And then we got the vision card that kind of just dropped, so we'll go through that one a little bit. We've got kind of a coin here, hands, the mountain with the eye. This is another card with the mountain and the heart and the cave. It kind of talks about that. And then you've got this balanced owl energy. And then hands up here as well. So it's kind of like this portal. It's this really big expansiveness. So I'd say naturally this is what I saw when when I was in this particular relationship. It felt like a lot of vision, but what I lacked to see was the shaman's movement, was the fact that I was preventing this step to be taken place. And now with my moves and my decision making, I have created that. Hi to my follower who has popped on. Okay, so that would be that energy. So I'm going to go ahead and read another set, and I'm going to close this. I'm going to restart the live, but I'm going to read another set so you can get a feel for like how to read cards. And yeah, I'm going to pull the exact same style that I just did and see what we read.